Alright, so I changed my mind. I still got a little bit of battery life left on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and attempt a cold start on this thing. But it's like, it's not as cold as it was whenever I started the Jeep. It's like in the 30s right now, so it might be a little bit easier. A couple of days ago, though, it was like in the negatives with the wind chill. And I flooded this thing out and almost ran the battery down. So I'm gonna see what it does today. 3 times normally gets it, so let's see what it does. Well, that ain't good. Right now it sounds almost like our old truck. 1983 model with a 300 inline 6. But this one's got a 302 V8 in it. And it is worn out a little bit, so it does sound a whole lot like a diesel, but it's not. See, now it started pretty easy since I had that choke wired open, but you do have to stay on the gas a little bit. Because if you let off of it, then it'll stall on you real easy. Once it warms up though and you start driving it on the road, it drives just like a Cadillac. See, this thing here doesn't use any oil either, or transmission fluid. And Jeep, I wanted to change the motor out on this, on that. This one here, I want to keep the exact same motor in it because I trust this one to go to California and back a few more times. Got your Ranger Lariat emblem there. Took a silver Sharpie, did. It's got cruise control. Don't know if it works or not. I've never tried it. Don't really need to. Yeah, this is a real good truck. And see, after that, what happened to the old truck is that whenever we got it, there was a slight twist in the camshaft, and the timing had to be adjusted sometimes every day, sometimes every couple of weeks to get it to run right. But it still had a whole lot of power. And then whenever my brother's car went out, we loaned him the truck, and he started it one day, tried to pull off, heard a snap, and the camshaft snapped in two. So I think there might be a difference between American and Canadian made trucks. But so that thing's long gone. We actually got rid of it in 2004, right after we moved here. And really, it was a decent truck. But then we got this one. And I like it a whole lot better. It does have an automatic transmission, but that's in slight need of an overhaul right now. It slips a little bit. See, my friend's truck though, got a 67 F100, and with a 3-in-a-3 transmission, and that thing slips and grinds, and clutch is going out, and I wouldn't have even wanted to drive it around the corner. Now, he lived down the road a little bit, and they drove it out to Thurston. I mean, it's only 8 miles from here, but I didn't even think it would make it that far. Alright, this thing's done warmed up a little bit. I don't need to get on the gas anymore. I don't know what kind of exhaust is on here. It's just some cheap replacement, but it does sound pretty good. And it does have an exhaust leak on it, but I like it. Yeah, this is probably the easiest vehicle that we got to maintain. Like I said, it uses no oil, no transmission fluid. no power steering fluid. And the Jeep, when we got it, that was pretty much a bad deal because it cost us a whole lot of money to keep it running, and it's still gonna cost us a little bit. It's an '89 model. We've had it for 7 years. Now that car there, the '97 Grand Prix Special Edition Gold, it has cost us probably 1.5 times as much as the Jeep has, and we've only had it for a few years. So that's kind of sad to GM. Kind of truly sad that Ford and AMC can outlive a GM motor. We've already had the transmission overhauled on it. Let's see, we had to have the coolant flushed. We had to have a belt replaced on it. And that has the 3.8 liter 230 cubic inch motor, V6, which had a flaw in it. The intake was warped, so we finally had to have that done. And one car that's not here right now is the red 1991 Grand Prix. The body pretty straight, but it has a little bit of rust on it. I think that's the best car that we got as far as gas mileage and dependability. My sister's got it right now. We bought that Lumina for her, and yeah, we bought the Lumina from was also selling that Chevy pickup, so we're gonna bring them here Monday, clean the Lumina up, and let my sister have it and the red car at her house, and then keep the pickup here. I think I got everything figured out here, so we'll see what happens. Steering's real loose on this thing. On the Jeep, it's real tight, which means if you're going kind of fast down a country road, you see a deer and you swerve to avoid it, you're probably going to send yourself flying somewhere. And if you notice, this thing here had a little bit of an electrical problem, so now if you hit the brake, the front left turn signal comes on. Wire came loose on it, and we had to wire it into the rear tail light. But it works, and as long as you keep the parking lights on, it'll